Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory, as always, unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone at all well, and shalom to all of the Akim that are teaching this word around the globe with faith and truth and sincerity. Mainly shalom to the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect destined to be saved. I'm the brother Caleb from the GMS England and London Forecasters Camp, back with another lesson to help edify the Lord's elect. I always like to start by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites. And the real Israelites are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians and West Africans predominantly, but you will find Israelites that do look like the other nations because we as a people have been scattered among all the nations through our various captivities. But if your seed line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible named Israel, then you too are an Israelite no matter what you may look like, because Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18 tells you that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. So I was just making my way home this evening, and I stumbled across this advert. You know, as always around December time, these types of adverts are to be expected, especially I noticed that the Coca-Cola company tends to run these type of adverts every year to tie into people's nostalgia and feelings about Christmas, and they often feature heavily, images of so-called Santa Claus and shit. And this advert says the world needs more Santas, and you got, this hand offering a supposed Father Christmas type figure a bottle of Coke, and it says real magic in the bottom right there. Now, I'm speaking about this because those of us who are in the truth and have been in the truth for any length of time should be aware that Christmas has nothing to do with the scriptures. It's nothing to do with the Bible. It isn't Yahawashi's birthday. And more to the point, right? If it was indeed Yahawashi's birthday, which it isn't, because we know according to the scriptures that Yahawashi is born around the time of the Passover, which is more towards springtime, the beginning of spring. That's when the Pesach is. Even if Yahawashi was born on the 25th of December, first of all, we wouldn't be celebrating birthdays, because the celebration of birthdays is not an Israelite custom. That's a custom of the world. And I believe, in fact, some years ago I was reading, I read a quote from the Satanic Bible, which was written by Anton LaVey, who was the leader of the First Church of Satan, if I'm not mistaken. He wrote that there is nothing more wicked than a celebration of one's birthday, because ultimately it's the celebration of oneself. Now, that was a quote I read in that book years ago. I'll have to look it up again. Lord willing, if the Spirit's on me, I'll go back into that book and bring some more information on it out. But basically, he was advocating for the celebration of birthday because it is ultimately the celebration of oneself. Now, let's think about it from a logical perspective. Who are we to celebrate the fact that we're on the earth? We didn't choose to be here. The Most High put us here. The Most High ordained our goings before we was even on the earth. So if anybody is to receive praise and glory, it should all go to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahawashi, which is to say all praises, honor, and glory belongs to Yahweh in the name of Yahawashi, in the name of the Holy Spirit. So what do we have to celebrate? And that's basically a gateway to pride. Now, my point being is that this world pushes a lot of high unholy days, because the word holiday goes back to holy day, right? And we have our designated high holy days according to our Hebrew customs and law. So, for example, we've got the Pesach, which is the Passover. We've got, Hanukkah, we've got the Day of Atonement. There's certain days that have been set up for us to keep and observe. So really, there's no need for us to engage in these high unholy days of the world, because the Most High works in a perfect balance. As we have days He's set up for us to be high holy days, on the left-hand side there are high unholy days. Now, good examples of high unholy days would be Halloween, was that the 31st of October? Christmas, which is the winter solstice, 25th of November. You've got, what else have you got? You've got evil worldly New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, And there's another big one. What, May the 1st, May Day? There's a lot of high unholy days. But the thing is, if we're keyed in and locked into this truth, we should have no desire for those days, because we already have enough of what the Lord's given us. See, this is the thing. The scripture says of Yahawashi that I am the bread of life. When you eat of this bread, you're no longer looking for, other food, because you're content with what the Most High has provided us. Now, there's a thing, right, where you don't want to be double-minded in this truth, in the sense that you don't want to come into this faith and then be looking at the back at the world and thinking, oh, but I missed this, and oh, but I missed that. No, that's double-minded, man. And the scriptures say that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. If you're coming into this truth, let the things of the world go, because those weren't for us, man. That's for the people of the world. We don't need that stuff. And I'll give you an example, right? Talking about Christmas Day, even before I came to this truth, Christmas was played out, man. Because it's the same shit every year. It's the same fucking bullshit routine where people play fake nice for a few days and they go right back to being the same old arseholes come 27th of December, man. Yeah, everybody talks about, oh yeah, Christmas spirit, and what's that word? It's a season of goodwill to all men, women and children, or whatever. They'll act like that for a day or two, then come to 27th, everybody's back to being a miserable bastard again. Nobody's got any love for their neighbour. Nobody gives a fuck. And even before Christmas, man, a lot of people don't give a fuck, man. They're all out for themselves. All these people you see out there on Oxford Street or wherever it is they're shopping. Oxford Street's a big shopping centre here, shopping district here in London. But wherever you are in the world, you've got your shopping centres, your malls and stuff. They'll be decked out with all the flipping Christmas trees and Christmas lights and all this shit. And you've got shops open extra late hours and shit like that for people to come in and buy their shit. And really, everybody's just being super selfish, man. Everybody's being super selfish. Now, the thing about this Christmas, as I said, it's played out, right? Because even when I was in the world and, Christmas was a tradition, the family would keep and stuff, it was played out. I mean, how many times are you going to do the same old routine of, get hyped up to, or Christmas Eve, getting it, getting all hyped up and shit, and then Christmas Day comes and, you do the same old shit, and it's the same old shit on TV as well. I mean, how many times are you going to watch fucking Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin? Every year they put that shit on, man. And I mean, I remember when that film first came out, man, because I was, roughly around the same age as Macaulay Culkin when that film dropped. And I remember going to watch it in the cinema at Christmas with my family and stuff. Okay, it was cool. Funny first time, Home Alone. Oh, yeah, cool. Child's Home Alone. What child doesn't dream about being in a situation like that where they can do what they want? And, but I mean, it's like, come on, man. It's been, 20 years? That's got to be more than 20 years. 25 years. 1991, hang on. 1991, 2001. Yeah, approaching 25 years that film's approaching. And it's the same shit every year. I mean, how many times are we going to do the same old song and dance, man? But the thing is, I'll say this, man. When it comes to the Pesach, the Passover, that never feels stale. That never feels old. It's always as exciting. Yeah, the service is, usually it's the same scriptures we read. It's the same thing generally. But there's a spirit associated with the Passover, which is always exciting. I mean, if you're in the spirit, that's even the build up to it, that's a scary time, because you can see how the spirit kind of turns up and certain things start happening. Obviously certain guys might get the cut, because around the Passover time, it's a heavy sifting season. So there's never a point where you should be like, the boring Passover. No, it's never boring, man. That's the most flipping edge of your seat time of year in our Israelite calendar. And even down to the service, man. Remember doing that service and, we begin and the ram's horn's blown and the spirit of the Lord is, heavy. It's an exciting time, because really at the end of the day, We're rehearsing the righteous acts, but we're supposed to remember that at the time of the Passover was the time of our deliverance from ancient Egypt. So if you put yourself in the right mindset, you should be of the mindset like, look, man, the Most High could deliver us at any time. He could send Yahawashi back at any time. Now we know, according to prophecy, that certain things have to be fulfilled before Yahawashi returns. But the fact of the matter is that you're in the spirit of, hey, look, man, we got to be ready to go. Not a case of Yahawashi's going to come and, oh, wait, Lord, let me get myself together. Nah, man, we've got to be in that spirit of like, look, we could be delivered tonight. So when you're engaging in the Passover in that spirit, it's never boring, man. Never boring at all. So my point is that let go of the things of the world, man. If you're in that spirit of, oh, well, I miss Christmas, I miss eating, the Christmas turkey with my family. Well, look, you can eat your Christmas turkey with your family. There's nothing wrong with eating a meal, but just don't get all up into that spirit. Don't let them sway you. And obviously don't be eating no fucking pigs and blankets and shit. We don't deal with eating pork because that's against the law. But if you're a young brother and you're living with your family and they're into the Christmas and you're not, look, man, you don't have to go into deep details. You can have your Christmas dinner with them, but as far as it goes, just let them know, like, look, man, I don't really want to celebrate Christmas. I won't be buying any gifts. And I'd rather not receive any gifts, thank you. Now, that's something that a lot of young brothers have to go through because your family's not going to listen to you. In most cases, straight away, they're going to see you as a demon for not getting up in that Christmas spirit. But, that's part of the course for a brother in his walk in his truth. Now, another point I'll make, and then I'll bring out some precepts, is that let's pretend that Yahawashi was indeed born on the 25th of December. You got to ask yourself the question, right? Well, this isn't a question. I'm going to say this as a factual statement. Yahawashi was the most important man to ever walk the face of this earth, right? He was the one who was found worthy the only man found worthy to take the book out of the Most High's hand and to loose the seals thereof. I'll get it in a minute, right? So Yahawashi was the number one guy, only one found worthy, and he's going to be made King of Kings, Lord of Lords and King of Kings when he returns, right? And when he returns, every knee shall bend and every tongue shall confess that he is the Son of the Most High, right? If that's the case, then why on earth should Yahawashi be made a sideman in his own setup? I'll say that again. If Yahawashi is indeed the most important man to have ever walked the face of this earth, the most important spirit that was ever created, right? By him was everything made, and there was nothing that was made without him, roughly paraphrasing John 1:1. If that's the case, why should he be made a sideman in his own setup? Now, Christmas Day isn't Yahawashi's setup, I've established that already, but let's just say hypothetically it was. Why on earth should he be made a sideman in his own setup? You see, because in the world they'll push Christmas, oh yeah, Christmas, birth of Christ, yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah, right? And they'll have you as a child, I had to do it when I was a child, when you're at your primary school, they've got you playing in these nativity plays, where you dress up as Joseph or one of the wise men or whatever, and you have to, do the charade of, do you have any space in the inn? No, we've got no space. That nativity play shit. Most of us did it when we were young, right? So they're pushing that, right? But then at the same time, they're pushing Father Christmas. So why should Yahawashi be made a sideman in his own setup? Furthermore, I'll say this, right? The thing about Christmas and why it's such a negative thing is that it infantilizes Yahawashi, if that's the right word to use. What I mean by that is that it keeps Yahawashi a baby, right? Let's put it this way. Let's say you're 40 years old, right? And every year, everybody keeps celebrating your first birthday, like your 1-year-old birthday, and they keep focusing on that. What about the other 39 years? They're not looking at you as you've grown up and matured as a man. Everybody's keeping you in that baby zone. And that's what Christmas does. Every year, oh yeah, birth of Christ, birth of Christ. Okay, we'll talk about, yeah, Yahawashi was born, but they don't really talk about his works. They don't talk about his ministry. It keeps Jesus as a baby. And it's, that's the right word to use for that, because Christmas has nothing to do with the birth of Yahawashi. But my point is that it keeps, I'll use the word Yahawashi, name Yahawashi. It keeps Yahawashi as a baby in everybody's minds. Now think about it this way, right? How can anybody be scared of a baby? Well, King Herod could be scared of a baby, but why? The reason why King Herod was scared of a baby is because he knew the prophecy of what that baby would grow up to become and how it would destroy his kingdom. So that's why Herod sought to kill the baby Yahawashi. But in the minds of all the people today, how can you fear a baby? You don't. You see a baby as a cute little cuddly thing that's non-threatening. Hence why Esau tended to depict the angels as these little cherubs, floating Edomite babies with wings, because they don't inspire fear. So how could Yahawashi as a baby inspire fear? Which is another reason why Christmas is evil, because, as I say, it keeps Yahawashi in an infantile state. Because if people knew the real nature of Yahawashi, people would know that they're supposed to fear him. Because the scriptures say, think not that I came to send peace upon earth, but a sword. But a lot of Christians don't want to deal with them scriptures because they can't conceive that their so-called Lord and Messiah would and actually will kill. And it's going to be lawful. Let me get some precepts, because I've talked enough. I've set the stage. Let me bring it home with some precepts. So let's go to, hold on. This is Matthew 10 and 34. Matthew 10 and verse 34 says, this is Yahawashi's words, all right? Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. Read that again. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foe shall be there of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. And he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. So yeah, that's straight up and down. And what else was I going to read? Matthew 5, Revelation 5. Because Yahawashi didn't come to share the spot with no Santa Claus, man. Revelation 5. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside and sealed with 7 seals. Forgive me. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof? And no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. So no Father Christmas came on the scene able to take the book out of the Most High's right hand. So why would Yahawashi have to share his setup and be a sideman in his own setup? He isn't. That's why we have the high holy days. The high holy day, one of the main high holy days, is the Lord's Passover, man. We partake in the Lord's Passover. We partake in his suffering. And we put our mind into what it might have been like for what Yahawashi had to go through. So the Passover is kind of like a double high holy day. First of all, it commemorates our deliverance from ancient Egypt via Moses. And secondly, it commemorates the Lord himself, his Passover, when Yahawashi was to be delivered up to be crucified. So this goes back to what I'm saying, man. There's no way the Pesach should be boring for anybody. And if it is boring for you, you need to check yourself. And you need to start feeling some fear, man, because that's the most exciting, spiritually charged time of year in our Israelite calendar, man. That's when, the spirit's at its heaviest. But this Christmas shit, man, this is following of the world, man. Let me just finish this off and I'll get one more precept. Verse 4, Revelation 5 and 4, it says, "And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, and neither to look thereon. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain." So that meant Yahawashi was in his crucified state, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High God sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps, and with golden vials full of odours, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sung a new song, saying, "Thou art worthy to take the book, and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain and has redeemed us," meaning he's brought back. Father Christmas didn't do this. Why he's celebrating some Father Christmas? He didn't do this for us. It says, "Thou wast slain and has redeemed us to the Most High God by thy blood, out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth." There we go. "And I beheld and heard the voice of many angels round about the throne, and the beasts and the elders, and the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000 and thousands and thousands, saying with a loud voice, Worthy is the Lamb," meaning worthy is Yahawashi, "that was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing. And every creature which is in heaven and on earth and under the earth, and in such as are in the sea, and all that are in them, heard I saying, Blessing and honour and glory and power be unto him that sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb for ever and ever. And the 4 beasts said, Amen. And the 24 elders fell down and worshipped him that liveth for ever and ever. So that ain't no Father Christmas, man. What has Father Christmas got to do with us? Absolutely nothing. Right? Is it James 4 and 4 I want? And I'll close out on this. Where are we at? James 4 verse 4, yeah. I think it's 4 and 4. Let me see. Yeah, this is it. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High God. So we've got no part in these worldly high holy days, man. Let them do what they're doing. People of the world aren't going to be convinced to come out of their ways because they're of this world. But as for us, we've got our own setup, man. And we follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. And Christmas Day has nothing to do with Yahawashi, nothing to do with the truth. So, you're going to get guys saying, yeah, we're telling it into Yahawashi's day, like them other niggas that were saying that for the Thanksgiving. But, we know better. And when you know better, you do better. So, that's got nothing to do with us. So with that, Lord, it's been a little edifying lesson. Once again, giving all praises, honor and glory unto Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Kodash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of great most done it all well. Shalom to all the Arkim, teaching this word around the globe with faith and truth and sincerity. And I'll catch you on the next lesson, all dwelling. Shalom for now, and Kwam Yeshua. Shalom.